The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
After arriving at Duna, our ship the Antares fell apart, causing us to land on Duna and mine its resources so that we could fix the Antari ship. We unlocked various buildings, and also different types of science. After fixing everything but scanners on the ship, we then left the planet behind us as we continued to travel in space. Partially during our space flight, we landed on an asteroid. Over the course of a few hundred cycles, we had mined out the asteroid, converting its resources into various things that we needed in order to keep 24 dupes alive. We made a lot of automated machines to take, cool, or convert items into other items. We then turned on a machine that would allow us to take a dive into the dreams of one of our dupes. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we are playing Oxygen Not Included. Okay, so what we did on the last stream was we set up this little base here. We have one dupe that we unfroze. We have another dupe somewhere here in the darkness that we're gonna have to dig down to. But I want to set this up before doing any of that because I want to make sure that this is livable. We do have a lot of breathable gas in here. This is occasionally making oxygen and a little bit of hydrogen. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. The hydrogen is, of course, for the Draco. We also need this to be hotter down here. So I might need to put in a heater. That would actually be a good idea. Let me do that now. I can. And then I forget where heater would be. I'm going to assume utility. Space here, yep. That there, I'm going to want a little bit of automation because I do not want this to get too hot right away. Put that there, connect it in. And in like that. So this is going to get hot enough for the Neowood to keep going, so that the Draco here does not starve to death. It's probably going to starve to death. We do have the rockets back on our main colony, which, by the way, the water is almost all gone. There's a little bit of water right here above the polluted water, but it is separated from what I can tell, which means that we should be mopping all this up very quickly now without it having to come back. Of course, as they go further to the right, there's more liquids over here that are still trying to work their way over. So it's going to take a while for them to mop that all out. We also added in this fertilizer synthesizer so that we can make a little bit of fertilizer, because fertilizer is a 1-to-1 ratio with the rocket. So you need fertilizer as an oxidizer. This holds 900 kilograms, this holds 900 kilograms. So fertilizer, we would need 2 of these oxidizer tanks. But we switched it to oxalate, which is a 1 to a 2 ratio. So if I had one of these, I'd only need 450 kilograms, which would be half the tank. We could also get into liquid fuel, like liquid oxygen, and use a different tank. Or I could probably use it on this, right? Because it has a little liquid icon. Or is that fire? That's fire. There's a different icon for liquid oxygen. We could use that, and I think it's a 1 to 4, no, it's a 4 to 1 ratio. So we would need whatever half of 450 would be. I think that would be like 270, no, not 275, 225? Oh, you can get some games for 30 to 80, except super rare stuff. Oh, cool. Your game came with stuff added to it. That would explain why it was so high. Okay. There's some stuff here that they need to dig. And I don't think anything fell down here. We are also sweeping up the left side, if I remember correctly. We swept up this area, just has a few slicksters. We finished this area, which has a tiny bit of water for some reason. So now I think it's time for over here, but I want to know why that water came over here. It's not from there. I think that was just residual water from something else. I thought there was oil right there, but it was just the thing. Mop all that, mop all this. We have a little bit of sand in here because that is superheated dirt. So we'll dig that as well. And let's push play. A little bit of water here, but that could have been from like ice and stuff that's up here. We are gonna have to send back our pilots. This is a research one, which we don't need this research rocket anymore. So I'm gonna tell them to stop putting food in here. Because that food's just gonna keep going bad over time. The oxalate can stay in here, the rad pills can stay in here. Over here, we need rad pills. And this is going to be our food rocket, so we definitely still need stuff with that. Is this grounded? It is. Okay, so they have a lot of stuff to go through before we can actually start playing. They did almost finish that. They just finished mopping that up. And how are they doing down here? Because the polluted water is making its way over. As soon as I can get all the way down here, it should be fine. Especially if more than just one person comes over here. We should also be a little low on suits, because 5 of them broke over on the second colony. And they are also not building. So what are you doing? This is max gas pressure, but that's just because there's a lot of oxygen over here. The more our dupe breeds, the more oxygen's going to be in here. Eventually, we are going to clean all the air that's in here. But I'm not worried about that right now. And I'm trying to figure out what we left off on over here. So we did put together all of our pipes here. Now, the thing that I did not plan out very well was the cooling loop. So I think for a cooling loop, we're going to have it out in the open where it's visible, rather than trying to move all of this stuff. Usually I try to hide the cooling loop in the floors so that we don't see the pipes. It also looks like we are backed up on water. To the point where it should be going in this way. That should not have water still in it. I did something wrong here with the pipes. This is clean water, goes up, gets bridged over, so this should be prioritized. If it can't go into there, it loops into here, which gets added to our main water, which then leaves, goes up to here, and also feeds the plants as well. Congratulations, Gene, on catching that Pokemon. I don't know what I did wrong with the pipes here. Because it's working fine down here. Oh, it's also not going into this way. There's a lot of priority stuff that's going on in here. I think we might have to redo this this mess just to make it more efficient. For right now, it's doing fine. It's feeding the bathroom and then going in here. So that's better than nothing. Over here, what were we up to? Are we done mopping this up? Nope, but we do still have somebody down here mopping it. Let me just try and get all that. Scalding? Ew. Mima. Mima, why are you over here? Mima did not need to do that. Mima does have a triage cot if needed. So as long as she doesn't go unconscious, we should be fine. Now we do have a few fish that are back here that are probably going to slowly hop their way over. This should be doing mostly polluted water. Yeah. That's probably going to be done on Friday, not today. I don't think it'll be vacuumed out. Trying to make sure that the gas that's pushing the water doesn't make it so we can't mop it all up. And that's all of it able to be mopped. So if we just get more people helping us, rather than just one dude, should be able to get through this very quickly. There are 13 eggs of shovels. That needs to be rotated. I don't know how it ended up down there. That's not supposed to be over here, and there's a shovel. Relocate you to here. Next egg, also over here. And they still didn't dig everything yet. Okay, next egg. In there, in. You're not where you should be. How did you get inside? Oh, because they're digging inside the building. Gotcha. We're gonna do a little bit of cleanup before we go anywhere. That should be all of them, except for this one. And this one. Okay, we did not have all of them. I also see another egg that we didn't get yet. We got that one. We got that one. Okay, maybe we did get all of them. Yep. Got that. That's the first one. Okay, we have everything getting ready to move. There's another shovel. Relocate you to here as well. Didn't mean to do that. And that is saying we can't reach the bowl. There's another shovel over here. Just bring them in as well. Is there another shovel that I don't see? I think we got everything. They actually very quickly moved a bunch of stuff already. They have 2 eggs and 2 shovels. Down here is looking pretty good. The joy of space rat hunting, I know. I hate it. I think I don't like shovels, but I like them more than plug slugs. Just because plug slugs at least serve a purpose. The shovels are kind of only there for their meat. There's no other reason to have shovels, from what I can tell. They don't refine anything. Even the delectables, I think they only make more meat. I don't think they do anything. Or not, don't they make the tonic roots or something like that? For curried beans? I think we just looked that up and that's what they were useful for. And here's our little Congo line of flopping fish. I wonder if the fish would go into magma. Like if we had a pool of magma open, would they flop to the magma? Or are they only coded to go towards water? They're a way to make natural tiles also, and yes, delectables make tonic roots. Welcome in, Bricked Ed. Have fun lurking. Now we need to hunt down this piece of water that is moving because of off-gassing bottles. There we go. Now we should not have any liquids on this layer. There are a few that are probably being moved around with off-gassing stuff. Or not, they kind of seem like they're staying there. But now all the fish are over here except for 3. Two there, there's an egg over here, so there's going to be another one at some point. I'm not too worried about them, I was only cleaning that up so we don't have the water there. Okay, is there any other base-related stuff? Is that why this keeps popping up? Is because of the shovels? Where is that shovel anyway? Oh, it's right here. I'm gonna guess that nobody can reach it. It's stuck in the wall. This one of those glitch things where it doesn't allow a person to be located to it. Nope, we're just waiting for the next day, I suppose. Alright, with that, we should be ready to start sweeping up the next section of stuff. So I'm going to just highlight this entire thing. We want to look over here to see that they didn't build any of this. What's in this regular blueprint? We'll grab the salt. You are going to need to dig all of that so we can use this platform. So we can't send the rocket over there until we have that platform ready. Is the Draco died? Drucker did die. That was expected. What? Oh, this is off-gassing. That's gonna be annoying to clean up later. Should probably bring a scientist over here quickly. Just so they can go through the different things. Mima, I need you to not fix that. She's going all the way over here for sandstone to fix the ladders. So I'm hoping that after she fixes these two, she will dig a little bit of the dirt for Regolith. If we're lucky. Nope, going back in. This says repair accident. We could send a dupe over now, or the rocket over now, but I don't know what's going to happen if the rocket is here and we can't send anyone. Or we can't land it, I mean. Alright, I am going to finish the mug. She should fix the ladder. And she should still have heat resistance due to drinking the water in the rec room. Really, just one? Are you going back for the heat resistance? Having an Atmos suit would help, but I don't think she can wear. These are in here, but I don't know if they're usable. I could drop one, even if it doesn't have oxygen, and that would save her from being wet, cold, and breathing in the bad air until she takes off the helmet and breathes in the bad air. Come on. You know what? I am going to undock the suit. This is Mima. Put that on. Now, Mima is technically suffocating the entire time she's moving. Happy Whopper Wednesday, and then a relook from Mr. Bricked Ed. You got this, Mima. At this point, I think. Well, that's not what I meant to put on. I think we're ready to send over our people again. So I need a Pip and Drekos. So if I just grab one not so old Pip, or actually, let's grab the oldest Pip. This is good enough. Relocate you to in here. Then we need Drekos or eggs. Relocate you to there. I think I'll grab some from in here as well. 24, that's pretty old. This one looks like a baby. I'm gonna take a couple extras just in case we need extra Drekos. But by the time that we get all of our other people over there, and we actually build the heater, we should get our food quicker. So do all 4 of these. What is Mima doing? She didn't dig any of that. I think the suit made things worse. I'm gonna take her out of the suit. How bad are the germs inside the base? There's actually no germs inside the base aside from food germs. Food poisoning. Where did she get slime lung from then? There's slime lung here, but not in the air. I don't know how she got yucky lungs. Oh, it's just polluted oxygen gives us lucky lungs now? And now you're going to heal yourself, I suppose? Nope, he resists. Okay, we are sending a researcher over here. Whoever's the first researcher I see, looks like Jugal. Yucky lungs and slime are 2 different issues. Oh! Alright, slime lung is what I'm thinking of. That's not... Why is there sulfur just sitting right there? That is a whole tile of sulfur. Okay, we send Jugal over. Jugal has a good suit and should help. I have to use the bathroom. And eat. Where did Jubal just go? Jubal went to sleep. Really? And of course, now they take a shower. Somebody in chat gets banned for being a bot. What are you doing? No. Cancel. I need you to dig the rocket platform. Then you can go over there and do that. That is why I brought them over here, was so they can do this, analyzing. Okay. How are we doing with the rocket? We have all 4 critters. Let's send it out. We're now just waiting for everyone to get there. That's our 2 builders, 1 of our diggers. That's a pilot. I think we're waiting for Gino. I was correct on who got in. I'm pretty sure the other digger we just saw go in was Sophie, which is a pay. There's Gino. And they're also bringing over food. So soon, they should be done. Mima's still on there. Let's do a regular blueprint. We'll take some seeds. And let's also do our first prediction of today. So in the top left corner is a blue blueprint button. Is it going to give us tops, bottoms, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? You have 10 minutes to decide. Starting now. Now, the dupes have no food, but they should be good until the rocket gets here. Because the rocket should only take, 0.3 cycles, depending on who's driving. Isn't that where I meant to click on? And I can't tell how much of the bar is done because of all the debris in there. But once the research and the debris is taken from that area, we can close this off and not have all this down here. Normally I would try to make this a vacuum, but it's going to off-gas, so there's no point. This has off-gas enough that we almost have 2 full layers of hydrogen. I want it to be at least 3 so that I can start vacuuming out, just so I can put a bottle up here with hydrogen in it. Carbon dioxide's going to be an issue. Put that there. Oh, it just got there as I looked away. I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. And now we have multiple dupes here. All the things should be getting done now. If it is below 20... I know these are good from 10 to 30, so we'll do in the middle. And let's grab our... Pep. We do have a rancher here. That's the person that was cryo saved. Do that, then our Drecos. about to have an autosave. It should be this one right here. Okay, we got all that now. We got this mostly swept out. There's our autosave. Close this off so it stops overflowing. This is going to be a pain in the butt to clean up. I think I might just break it open and then mop it up as it's coming down here. I also want them to mop all this yucky stuff. So that's going to keep off-gassing until it's super filled. And now we have this going, but it looks like I ran out of refined metal? No, I still have some. What is this being made out of? Oh, it's being made out of iron. That makes sense. We want that made out of copper, not iron. So now that should stop once it gets hot enough. Which I actually think I need to make this a little bit hotter. Let's turn that up to 40 because it's taking a little bit longer to heat up down here. Once we have a cooling loop set up and working, this won't be needed. Meanwhile, is currently bringing the pip in. Where is the pip? Ah, she dropped the pip. The pip is going to go somewhere we can't grab them from. Does the pip need to be redone? Yep, the pip needs to be redone. Let's make sure the pip gets done first. I don't know how it became unreachable. Mima, no, you're supposed to do the pip first. Cancel the Draco, do the pip. Okay, now I go back in here, grab the Draco, and relocate it into here. And that pip should start placing in the seeds in the correct spaces, but just in case, we'll put 2 ladders there so that they are focused on building left to right. I'm pretty sure that's how it ends up not making too many. We're gonna start cleaning up this polluted water. Okay. Cancel in there. Go outside first. Clean the outside. Now clean down here. Alright, we have 1 mealwood that's starting to work. This mealwood is at 9.8, 9.5, 3, 3, 3, 5. Okay, it's starting to get there. Okay. We're at the point where we're just trying to fix this now. How do I use the bottle thing? Is it a station? Probably utility. No, Oh, Redneck says that it's right to left, so this is going to make too many in one area. I'm going to keep doing it just until it says that I can't. For those that don't know, there is a range around each plant that natural plants can't be within, and once it's not a centered square around the plant, it's kind of offset 1 square. Redneck says to build right to left, meaning that the left side, no, the right side would have the smaller amount, so we could put like 3 plants over here, and third plant would be 1 tile out. Meaning that if I get rid of this, the pip's probably not going to plant there. I'll wait a little bit just to make sure. Alright, we have this up here. I really just need the hydrogen, which is what we were just looking into. Would it be ventilation? It is canister filler, is what I want. That's a 3 by 3 building. It's the 4th one that would be the problem. Well, then I can just move 1 plant around. That's not as difficult as moving all of them. Alright, I'm gonna have to put that there, I guess. We have a lot of polluted water going in because of the bottles. That is overflowing to here. I don't want that. I need gas pump. It's gonna go straight into the canister filler. This is gonna go like that. And I just need enough hydrogen that I can put a little bit in here, and then we're going to use these two bottom ones to vacuum it all out. Maybe not. Ooh, steel. I'm gonna have a little bit of steel over here. I'm gonna need to bring plastic as well. How does this work? Alright, that is polluted oxygen. I don't want that. How do I... Not empty storage. How do I get the bottle? I don't know how to get the bottle out of there. Is it empty? It can't be empty storage, because that would also empty out the hydrogen and oxygen, wouldn't it? I'm gonna see what happens. I've never used this before. Yeah, see, it does empty everything. Okay, well this is gonna get relocated into here anyway. We need to sweep up everything. And I said I wanted to reorganize this whole thing. So what I'm going to do first is just deconstruct all the different bridges. We're leaving the pipes the way they are for the moment. Okay, so this first priority should be going down like it was. So we're gonna put that bridge back on. But I think what I might do is... No, we will go like this. Polluted water, I'm gonna bring you a different way now. If I could just empty that one pipe, that would be great, but I think I need to destroy it and then mop up the stuff. Because I don't think I can pick that up. I don't have a plumber over here. And then what I want to do is that... Get rid of all this. Grab a bridge and put it right here. But that's going to prioritize doing this first. Which is not what we want. We want to prioritize going up first. I'm trying to work something out here. Deconstruct that. Stop this. No, don't deconstruct that. I thought I was in the... Where... There it is. I thought this is what I was in. I want to use that water before it goes in. So pretty much what we have here is the same setup that we had beforehand. I moved the hydrogen over here so I can open this. Which I'm pretty sure anyone can open it. We do still need to add the pipe going out. I have the power, it's connected down here. We have that. We have the water going in eventually. Now this is prioritizing the food. That's the leftover water. Which I don't really want connecting into this. We kind of wanted to back up and then come out. I'm going to be deconstructing all the pipes while I add the new ones in, just so that I can see the visual of it being separated. We are still going through polluted water bottles. So when this backs up, and that backs up, we want another line coming off of this, so we're going to want another bridge. Right there. And that's going to be disconnected. And then this is going to be such a small amount of water, it's just going to go straight in. And not there. With that being said, there's not going to be this bottle emptier here for forever. That's only there until we had this setup, which we can now start putting stuff in. I would need a platform, so put a mesh tile. Then bottle drainer. Then pipe. That's going to be where the polluted water goes in for the future. Why did somebody die? Mima? Why did Mima die? I see it says starved to death, but I know there's only 800 there, but they have food in here. Why did she die? There's 4,000... There's enough for 4 dupes in here. Grounded makes them not use the refrigerator? I thought they would at least take food out of it and put it into the refrigerator in the base. I do see the hand signal there, so that does make sense. They can load it, but they can't take out of it? Really? Okay, well, since the prediction is ready, we're gonna do a reload of the game. 1 cycle back. we're going to not ground the rocket so that hopefully somebody who's in a suit that walks faster can at least bring the food down here. I should probably put the food storage, the refrigerator on this asteroid at an 8 so that they always take food out of the rocket. Unless the rocket is at an 8. We pretty much just need the refrigerator here to be at a higher level of priority. So how much of this is not here? Okay. That's alright. I need you not to be grounded. Isn't there a button for that out here? Was it right there the whole time? I just went inside thinking I couldn't. So this is at a 7 like I expected. I want this to be at an 8. Therefore, this should always empty the rocket. How are they doing on the other asteroid? Are they, I paused. That's all. That's not where we're looking. Okay, they're doing better. They almost have this all done. Let's get that little bit of polluted mud. Okay, so now, with this becoming empty, we should have food for them to eat. Even if they drop it like they did. Okay, I think we can turn... No, we can't turn this off until this area is cooled down as well, or warmed up. What I'm gonna do is set this to 30, because we don't want this to get too hot. Okay, we now have almost 13,000. Mima, where are you? Why are you coming up here? Oh, just for heat. Go eat. Alright, we need to do the water again. So on top of this going up, we also put in another bridge here. And I think instead of it being here and slightly more visible, I think we'll just go like that. Deconstruct all of that, deconstruct all of this. Polluted water has been moved over. We need this line to also make it in here. Let's deconstruct this. Just to see if they can do that one last seed. If not, we'll have to put a ladder here. I'm pretty sure what Redneck said earlier is correct. That I have the direction backwards. Okay, that's working so far. This should work as soon as this water is done. So that this has food at all times. Yeah, we're not bringing water into here ever, because the bathroom's not going to make enough for us to actually put into here to reuse. That then just leaves bringing the water over. Which I think I'm definitely going to do differently. If I were to move this to this side, go over, have the pipe here, do a bridge up. Right now, what I'm going to do is a bunch of aesthetic stuff, which will make sense in the future, but not now. So we do not want to prioritize the food over the air. Not the grill, I want the pipe. Deconstruct those. This is going to come down to there. A bridge right there. We want a bridge like this right here. Prioritize the air over the food. Although we need both. We don't have air, we can't breathe. And it won't matter how much water we have. I'm gonna keep this going until there's like a large amount of hydrogen over here. Are these set up? Yep, they are. And until these start dying to heat, which they are actually getting pretty warm. They're almost at 20 degrees. I think I'll let them go until they're around 25. Okay, now this water should be going all over the place. Not anymore. So that brings us up here. We want to change this a little bit as well. This right there. So this is now that. Water up there. I like that. I'm gonna keep the spaghetti here until they build different things, and then I'll start deconstructing. Like now I can get rid of all that. This can be moved to being like that. Is there anything in this? Nope. Can you deconstruct this whole thing? Oh, we never finished all that. Meat leaf. We're also going to do our first prediction. So we have 30 points in bottoms, 10 points in buildings, and 0 in the other 3 categories. So hopefully it's bottoms or a building. It is a building! Congratulations on whoever put 10 points in. You're getting an extra 30 back. An ick yellow lavatory. Someone thought it'd be a good idea to have a mess. An outside match the inside. So anyway, building. Rigged in my favor. And we will do the next one shortly, actually. Since we're doing a 2.5 hour stream. And Slicky redeemed hydrate. Instead of hydrating, I'm going to use soda. Welcome in, Slicky. The mug of the day was stolen. However, we have a burger mug to celebrate the most holy of days of the week. It also seems like somebody else just went live. Oh, yeah. I thought it was going to be someone from in chat, but it's not. And instead of waiting for this to drain into the bathroom, I'm actually going to just drain it into our little pond here. which would mean that our plants get water a little bit faster. I guess by the redneck it was. And I still have to change auto mod so that redneck is not canceled out. Okay, now to bring polluted water into here, I think we might just tie it straight across into our bathroom. No, we don't want to do that because we want to prioritize the bathroom being filtered. Is there a way... Excuse me, that was a very quick burp. Is there a way to set up if our water... If our water storage goes empty, then we start using polluted water? Because if I tie it in now, it's just going to keep running so long as the bathroom isn't emptying out. We also need to put back in the bottle emptier. And as I expected, Redneck was correct on having to do the right side first. So we're going to dig that up, and hopefully the pip will take the seed and put it over here immediately, rather than going right back and placing it in there. We can put a ladder there just to make sure that they can't, but I think I'll take my chances. This is going to go away. We're getting starvation issues again. So what I'm going to do is just send food over. I don't think I can place food in here. No, I can't. I would need a refrigerator over here, which wouldn't take too long to build, but what I'm going to do instead is just click edible on this. Oh, it does have it already. But it's on sweep only, right? Yes. So although there is a fridge going in over there, we are just going to go over to this, and let's crab preserve. Which one is... Pickled me up. This one. That's the stuff that never goes bad. We could just have this at 100. It's stuff that doesn't go bad, so why have it lowered? I'm gonna give this a few seconds to fill up. And then we're gonna take non... Oh, there's a orangutan in chat. What is in here? Let's do... nutrient bar. Excellent fruit. Move these to over here. Put them on the 7 so they're done before someone builds the refrigerator. And then we're gonna have to do the sweep command. Oh, we also never put in the remaining tables here. Alright, I'm about to put them on a high priority, although somebody did just pick up... Someone has the excellent fruit right now. And I think somebody else picked up the nutrient bars, I just don't know where they went. Here comes the one person I think has the nutrient bars. Or not the nutrient bar, the excellent fruit. Sweet. So that's going to the other colony, they should have food now. even if that person's not eating it. Excellent fruit. Where? Oh, there. Okay, nutrient bars are now over, so we have a little bit more food. By a little bit, I mean quite a lot for the amount of people we have. This is polluted water. How is the temperature doing over here? It's doing pretty good. We are going to deconstruct this. All the pipes. This. And the wire. We have a decent amount of hydrogen in there, but not as much as I would like. Should probably also tell them to make all of them. And I guess cooked seafood. If I get, like, fish in the pod, oh, and they did all 4 plants. Awesome. So now that pip, in time, can just die. We're not going to bring it back to the colony. We have enough. I do need to focus on this now. So if I empty this... Oh, we also need to put in the hot water. And a cooling loop through this entire thing. We're gonna need a lot of refined metal. Also gonna need a little bit of plastic. Let's go back to our base. Hold on a second. Where's the excellent fruit in here? Oh, because they're using this. Let's not let them use this. Over here. I need refined metal. We have an iron volcano over here, so let's use iron. Do I want 15? Hold on. We're really using them for conductive wires, which are 25 kilograms each. That right there would make 100 wires. That's a good start. We're also going to need a little bit of plastic. How is the iron down here? Is it looking like it's being emptied? No, I honestly can't tell if it's being emptied enough or not. This might actually be emptied out by the time we're done the stream today. I very much doubt that it would be done. The evolve form, yep. Good Pokemon in chat. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Because the community thing is a little weird in terms of how it works. Like, it doesn't work like the game does. Can I... No, this is too high. I'm not going to try to mop that yet. Alright, I came over here for this. Which is not yet done. I could put it on a 7. You know what, I am. It's going to be high priority because it's for the other colony. This should also be on a 7. Because I don't want to keep using copper for everything, because that's going to take forever, and I'm wasting copper as I'm doing that. I'd rather save copper for stuff that needs ore rather than refined metal. It looks like Jupe and Yalp are coming over to do this. Right, there's the first little bit. And there's the rest. So if I go back down and I say no to that, sweep this up. The moment I see a dupe come over here, I'm going to cancel sweep and then re-sweep it. Somebody's going to have to come over here to power this. What are we having issues with over here? I kept saying breathability, but I think that's just because of the suits. Okay, that's the rest of that. Should we math out how much plastic I would need? 200 per these. I think I want 4 total for 2 for the aluminum, 2 for the steam room. The steam room's also going to need a lot of steel. Let's start with the same amount. Manufacturing material, we're going to do plastic. Then we're going to come back and do a lot of steel. Never have enough plastic, why do mats? That's what I was thinking. But I mean, at the same time, we're only going to use plastic for the ladders inside the colony and then the steam turbines. We don't need plastic for anything else, as far as I know. I mean, we can use it for plastium, but I'm not even into that yet. Oh, that's right, the beds. We'll do the beds as well, because there's going to be 2 good rooms in here. Alright, we don't have to wait for them to bring the plastic, because what we were actually waiting for was the iron, so that we could do this. Oh, we also need aluminum for the pipes. I was supposed to do aluminum, not iron. We do need the iron, but I was supposed to do aluminum for pipes. So we do actually have to wait for them to bring the plastic over here. Or I could just switch this over to being aluminum now. This is going to be for 2 different cooling loops. I think we have a total of 3 cooling loops, if I remember correctly. Let me get the picture opened. I haven't got it opened yet. This down here. While I'm doing this, we're waiting for them to get the stuff brought over here, but they're not doing that yet. This is second asteroid picture. Looking at this, I do have 3 cooling loops. Oh, that's right. One is for the steam turbines on the aluminum volcano. But for some reason, I have a second power source. I have 1 hydrogen generator next to here, like in this area, and then I have the cooling loop is up here. This is going to be a big steam room right here. And that, for some reason, has 2 more hydrogen generators. So I don't know what the one down here is for. Because this is a spom. I don't know, chat. We're still waiting for the aluminum. Can somebody bring aluminum over here? What are they all doing? If I bring it up a priority? Now Dupe's coming over with all the aluminum. Or half of it, and somebody else is going to bring the other half. Dupe and dupe. Those are two different dupes. I want to specify. Here comes the other half, I believe. Okay, same thing as earlier. Actually, I'm going to set this to be manufactured material so that when I cancel out the aluminum, I bring plastic over. Then we have to do the same thing, make sure that they don't sweep it up personally. I think we might want a smart battery with like a coal generator over here. That's all the aluminum. We're probably going to need more aluminum later. But that at least gets us started. What's going on in here? Mealwood. We still have a decent amount of food. Now, I do need to get back in here. And we might as well put this back there. Alright, now the next thing is trying to figure out how I want to do the cooling loop. And if we're gonna have enough for it. So, I think... Oh, I can just... Oh! I think we'll skip that line, go down here. It doesn't use all of it. We do need to find a way to get in there. That's fine. And then down... Up. That's one cooling loop. And I think if we deconstruct these two tiles here, we'll be able to reach everything. Now there is a little bit of oxygen in here. If we were to start vacuuming this room out, we could get a little bit of oxygen sitting in here, which will help the spawn. And then we just have to worry about getting all the extra gases out of this side. Do I still have the scientist over here? That's the pilot. Alright, we can also look at Nemo. Yes, we do still have Jubal over here. We don't really need milking station. That's geographical stuff. Cooking 2, maybe? That only allows the spice grinder. What would the next person do? Definitely building, so we'd want them in building, mechatronics. Actually, no, we're not going to do any mechatronics stuff. Electrical engineering, though. No. Maybe plumbing? So they cook, ranch, and plum? Plumbing's only right here, so we don't have to go too far. We have a poet that does nothing but write emo gothic poems in the corner of the base all day. That's the hermit. Okay, we'll do that. I'm gonna start setting up the next room here. And then 1, 2, 3. Then we copy all of this again. They should be able to get over there. It looks like it's allowing them to. I don't know how they're getting over there. They can jump down and over a block? Okay. But now they can't get back out. Although they can take off their helmet to breathe, I'm more worried about them starving up there. Alright, and now let's do our second prediction, because we're running a little late on it. Is the next pod in the top left corner going to be tops, bottoms, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? 10 minutes to decide. And I should probably dig this out, so that when water does eventually come down here, we have a way to pick it up. Because I'm going to assume that this is not dormant. Alright, they have all the pipes in at the top layer, so let's build those two. I'm also going to dig out a larger basin here. Because I know this is gonna make a mess. I forgot that I wanted to vacuum out the bottom part first. Let's do that, and then... we're gonna connect it into a power grid for a moment. Oh, it's gonna break our suits, isn't it? Yep. Stop that. We can go down just a little bit more. Okay, fill that in. Because that just got this all started. And we can box that in. Yes, there's a little bit of oxygen and hydrogen in there. Or oxygen and polluted oxygen. But this is technically ready. So now... that's ready. This needs to be taken care of. And this doesn't have an exit, does it? Nope, we did not put in the exit. How's our plastic coming along over here? We have enough plastic. Let's switch this to steel and start sweeping this up. Did about half. I just don't think I need this open anymore. Oh, I thought they were taking the plastic for a second there. Yeah, that just brought over enough plastic for us to do high pressure valve. We're gonna turn that low again. That says idle. Let's get in here and try and get everything taken care of. We could actually pipe it in now. I don't think we have anything against piping it in now. We'll go down and then over, which means that we're going to need a ladder to get up here. Yep, it's about to off gas now. That was not the ladder I told him to do first. Okay, Jugo can now leave when they're hungry. Everyone else can get up here to build. Let's build those two tiles in. I swept up everything from in here. This should be water. It is. Oh, that's right. That other one is disabled, so they're trying to take it out of here without using a pump. Okay, now with that, you turn this on. And if we're lucky, we'll be able to get rid of all of the polluted oxygen. Can I put this to above 10? I really want the oxygen out of there. Let's do a tiny bit of water right here. Our acorn. Looks like our pip died. That's fine for now. How are you? Oh, right. This is too hot. So we need this to be made out of something else. I don't have, because steel has been used for the rocket platform. We do have steel here, though. You guys have about 1 minute, I'm guessing, on the poll. There's a lot of points in tops. Nothing in decorations, nothing in wallpaper so far. Let's change that to steel. That way we never have to worry about it. That probably is going to mean that I need to get into here and change this also to steel. For when that one I get a walk on. Is that what you're saving up for? No one's used the walk on in a very long time. Right now it's kind of only the streamers have a walk on as part of a shout out. And then Gino got one kind of for free. Gino got more of a shout out, but the noise, they would have to choose what noise they want. As soon as they get that one data bank out of there, we can close this off and stop having the water go all over the place. This is getting close to starting to fill up these. Okay, we can stop that off-gassing. And we will do the prediction right after the ads for anyone who can hear me. I am going to keep flicking this on and off, just to try and get that little bit of oxygen. That's down to micrograms. It's getting closer. We do still have more hydrogen than oxygen in there. Oh yeah, the water. Oh, so this is ready to get deconstructed now. I didn't realize that would put water all over the place. And we are ironically cracking every Draco egg that we see. Bossy Draco, I mean. Is there a reason why they're not using this at all? priorities. Let's go to Mimo. Mimo doesn't have any priorities, that would be why. Ranching, cooking. Ranching more than cooking. Welcome back from the ads, everyone. Let's do our second prediction and then immediately start the next one. We'll do that at the end of the stream. So we have around 2.8 thousand points into tops, 30 points in bottoms, 10 points in buildings. So if we get another 10 or another building, someone is winning big. And as far as I can tell, it's redneck. Let's see. We actually got tops. Frilly Balm Undershirt. So whoever did tops just gained an extra 40 points combined. Trying to see something. Who is the winner? The winner went to Slig. Slig put in 2,810 points and got 40 points back. Some might say that was rigged in Slig's favor. Let's relocate this bottle to over there. We're gonna empty that now. That should give us enough to be able to get in here without the water moving. If not, I'm gonna be very upset. Okay. Can I very quickly build that tile there and then replace it again before they move the water? Some others would say it's not rigged the proper way. Okay. Okay, wait, don't leave. Come back, build this. Stop standing in the water, you're gonna kick it off. Come on, it's right there. The metal is right there. Now I need you to sweep that up. And this. And the sandstone that you're putting in here. Come on, somebody grab that sandstone. Put those in. Alright, now what I can do is the that's not what I meant to click on. The temporary power system. Which I guess could be... No, we're not going to connect it in there. Why did you get rid of it? There we go. Alright, so just like the last time that I did this, I am going to put in a power system over here somewhere. Since the power line's right there, let's build it on this spot. So I'm going to put everything down, and then I'm going to build the platform that it's going to be standing on. So that there, then hydrogen generator, and then manual generator, because we're going to need something to kickstart this. And then all of this is temporary. So let's just go like this for right now. And then platforms. Now this isn't going to have water for us to use right away. That should be correct. This should be 200. I could put this to 880 and then the other one at 112, but 800, 200 should be fine. Oh, we also need automation. And we also need to put the pipes in. Alright, let's start the third and final prediction. Is the last pod on the top left going to be tops, bottoms, buildings, decorations, or wallpaper? You have 10 minutes to decide. We will pick the winner at the end of the stream. This is going to be set to 90, 60. And then that should get this started, but because it has no water going into it, nothing's going to happen. This is almost done, and that's actually never going to power the oxygen. We are going to need to bring it in with this. I want to add this all the way over. Dig all that out, so I can have the extra copper that's sitting there. That's never going to be built. Switch it to iron. That could be copper. And then that should power the pump there, which is going to bring water into this area, but it's not going to bring the water from there up. So let's do that. Come on. There we go. I want to cancel this. Bring the copper over, and I want to lock this. As soon as all of that is done, we shouldn't break anything from what I can think of. But at least then we'll have some suits going. Use blueprint, we'll do lime. Okay, we have both pipes, or pumps, being ready to use. So that should be immediately going into the oxygen, then coming down here and going into the water. It's gonna go down. Yep. I need a directional bridge here just to make sure that the water goes up only. Alright. Now we have blossoms being made. It's attempting to do the gases. But we kind of need somebody running on it constantly until enough of the hydrogen is made. Alright, the hydrogen generator's starting to get caught up. We're partially waiting on hydrogen to be built up at the top, and also for these to get it finished. Should I bring this down to like a 50-50 mix? Should I do like 500 oxygen, 500 hydrogen? Does that make anything better? I feel like the oxygen's just going non-stop. Hydrogen's not really getting backed up. I mean, it's not going to stop this from going... Never mind. It just makes a lot more oxygen than it does to other hydrogen. We do now have a backlog of hydrogen. And the gas pressure in here is going up. How's the heat? Heat is looking good enough to get rid of this now. If anything, we're getting to the point where we're actually going to overheat. Our extra water should also be going into the plants now. Actually, no, it's going to fill this pipe first. The drain is empty, but the pipe has to fill up before it can go over to here. Alright, so we have food now, we have water from here and from the bathroom. We have oxygen now. The next thing we would have to work on is temperature. So we need to add a cooling loop to this. Now, I also was going to keep this... Hold on. How cold does this come out at? -10. We could have something that Willow gave me the idea of, where we have the cool slush geyser, which gives off -10 degrees Celsius polluted water. We could just loop that through the base, then pull it, and I mean pull it together, you know, make a pool of it. Another thing I need to figure out is where I'm going to put an extra water cleaner somewhere else that's going to feed the oxygen when this runs out. It's going to grab from the polluted water. We'll have to do that probably in the steam room that we have yet to make. Alright, I unfortunately need to take a quick restroom break. Very close to the end of stream. But we will be back in just a couple minutes. And we're back. The last 5 minutes of the stream. For those who were here during the stream, you saw that it was still running. Since we're going to do something different with the polluted water, we don't need any of that. And instead, I need to plan out where this cooling loop is going to go. And I think I can make this look a little bit better if I were to just go around like this. Alright, so it's going to come up or come down from the top and also go back up that way. So if I went like right here, that's not at all what I want to do. That's just making a bunch of spaghetti. I know this is insulated. Pause while I do this then. And this goes over to there. We'll go down. This will be insulated like it is. That pipe's not going to be there in the future. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Then we'll just make sure that this room stays good. Over here, this is 2 pipes. We get to here, and this is where we go straight up and out of the base. Now that right now says it's going to use all of our stuff, but it doesn't know that we are changing out a bunch of it. So anything that is not a floor, yeah, anything that's not a floor is going to get radiant pipe. So I got all that. I guess the door as well. That really means this entire thing here would be radiant. It's gonna be aluminum. We're gonna go up that way. This back over. That uses all of it. So what I'm gonna have to do is the opposite idea that we're doing here, where instead of we use insulated pipes, we're gonna use radiant pipes to plan it out and switch it out for the other kind. Which means that I cannot let go of the pipe button, so we're gonna have to go through other pipes when doing this. Bedroom should be fine for me not to have to go all the way over to come back. And we'll be bridging across these. That's a bridge. Bridge over that. Yeah, no to all of this, actually. Because that's an insulated tiles. That's a bridge. That's not. That's not. There's only that. Or that. This, like I said, is all insulated. This is all radiant. Let's get the pipes in. Or the bridges, I mean. And then what else? No here. That's actually a bridge. No here, and no there. I think I actually had this one already ready in that corner. I could just have it all radiant, but I'm trying to somewhat save where we have the pipes. Then we'll just delete all of those. They'll build what they can, and then we get to see how much aluminum we still need. Actually, let's just send over another box of it. We didn't even send over all the steel yet. That's the alarm to raid out. So let's get refined metal, aluminum in here. And then the only other water loop we need... Oh wait, that's not where this is going. It's actually going to come in from the top here and then leave this way. Cancel all of that. This stays, but we need it to turn to the right now. So we'll have to connect that in the future. But here... Oh, we actually wanted to go up one. Which actually, all that could be radiant. This, however, is what we're going to be bridging into, and I need to open the door so we can get in there, which is going to release all that water. But at this point, it's an OL. There's the error. They still haven't brought any aluminum over here yet. I'm gonna try to get the aluminum stuff placed in, or at least send over enough aluminum that we can. But I don't know how quickly we're gonna be able to do that. Okay, somebody picked up 860 pieces of it. It should be the remaining left of here. That, sweep it up. Can I also... Smart battery, and then we need 3 tiles. Can I tell him to come over here and put a coal generator? You know what? No, let's not cancel those yet. We'll finish sweeping up the aluminum so we can take out the whole entire floor over here. Just in time for the battery to be deleted, we have all that. And then coal generator is going to need 1 more line. Regis is getting himself stuck. Never mind, he fell. Right, we want smart battery, coal generator, wire. We'll check on that in the future. But right now, we want to make sure that we have enough aluminum here. Which is ironic that we're sending it more over. Because pretty soon we're actually going to have our own supply of it over here. So it looks like we need even more. So I guess I will focus on this refined metal, aluminum. Let's get a little bit more. We have those in, so they should be able to bring the aluminum over now, and also deconstruct these so we can get the power system set up. If we're lucky, they'll be able to deconstruct all 3 tiles. But it's probably not going to work out that way. Alright, we got all the aluminum over here, so now the only reasons they should be coming over here is to build the power system for this. How did they do on sweeping? They got everything off here, that's good. We're down to the next layer, which would be the cobalt area over here. How's the water? Water is completed! Which means that we can deconstruct a lot of stuff. and then turn this on. I was gonna tell him to kill all the fish that are down here. So now we're taking stuff from right here. Anything that we can't sort through, so like if this phosphorus moves over, we can't sort through, it's just going to be dropped down on the ground over here, which would be fine. Alright, they did another 2 tiles, so let's place that in. Gino, you need to buy more. You ran out of balls. Oh, yeah, vulture balls, never mind. And this is going to take another couple weeks of us draining it out before it's finished. So that should mean that I could also build in all the tiles that are going to be in here. They deconstructed the last tile here, so let's build that in as well. I want this 90, 60. Turns on when it gets to 60%. Turns off when it gets to 90 because the animation for the generators goes a little bit past the shut-off time, which does actually use power. Looks like they're doing the automation wires now. I'm coming over to do it. Somebody else is also doing the generator. So I'm gonna have to set this generator on a very high number so it's done over the others. So I'm gonna do it on an 8. Luckily we have the automation set in beforehand. So if I could just have somebody to come over here and do that. Let's choose this blueprint. Let's also do our last blueprint of today's stream. We have only 10 points in buildings. I hope you win. Unfortunately, it was gloves, so it's another set of tops. Alright, is somebody coming over to do this? Dupe is coming over with coal. I think that's Dupe now. You didn't get the bet? Sorry, Gino. Alright, let's send this amount over. No! Mine's mod. Drop that. No, not down there. That went all the way down here. I did put it on a high priority, but I don't know if they're going to come over and do it anytime soon. They got a little bit. That's not too bad. Are they still on their way over? Did they drop it? They did drop it. Okay. I'm surprised there's no fish on this side. All the fish are on the right side. Okay, somebody else picked up the other half of the aluminum that was over there. Hopefully they don't drop it. I want to sweep that. Luckily the auto sweeper was able to grab all of it. Somebody else grabbed the aluminum. I think you might have grabbed a little bit of it. I think that's Wubby, or Cook. That is Wubby. Now I'm gonna stand here and cancel sweeping when I see somebody. Somebody was coming over to grab it, because the auto sweeper stopped. Oh, somebody's still doing something. No. Dupe. No. There we go, we got it all. Now we just need that little bit that was at the bottom, which I think somebody's bringing up right now. It's only 200, the auto sweeper should be able to get that. That should be enough. If we look at the aluminum over here, this number would go to something other than a 0 if we had enough. Looks like we don't have enough. No, we do. 220. Which means that I can set up the remaining pipes. How do I do this? We go like this. In there, and then cancel this. Now, we won't have enough for all that, but that should at least place in everything else that we need. So the water is going to come out, which we could actually set up now and tie into the power now. And that'll start cooling down the base from top bottom. Which could at some point make the base too cold. Hopefully it doesn't. Do we really need enough for just one more pipe? We do. Alright, I'm gonna tell them to put just 100 in here. Because after that, we're working on taming the aluminum volcano before we get anything shipped over there and cooling it down. That way we can get renewable aluminum. Is somebody doing this now? Einspot's coming over with the 100 kilograms of aluminum. That's the remaining pipe for in there. Let's also sweep up all that. I don't know what's all sitting there, but there's stuff that shouldn't be there. We had a little bit of a issue happen over here. What happened here? I don't know what happened, but now we have mixed liquids. Okay, somebody built in the last pipe on the inside of the colony. That should release the remaining water, which should allow me to come in here and mop up all that. So we can get the water out of there. Okay, I want to sweep the water. Relocate these two bottles. I also need this. And then we can lock that door. And everything is back to normal. Mop that, mop that, mop that water. That's powered, but for some reason not dragging water in. So somewhere there are pipes that are not done. We need another 100. Dupe is coming to our rescue. And right after we raid out, I'm going to have to run. You think you're still point positive, so you count that as a win? They're doing combat somewhere, so I'm going to assume there. Yep, there's still a couple fish down here. Let's start placing in tiles so that the dupes have something to do aside from killing the fish. There's one tile of igneous rock right there. That's why I didn't put the tile there. Oh, I actually wanted to be on this so that I can see the bin is full. Now we shouldn't need all 100 of this. We should only need 50. Except for I didn't see this pipe here. We do actually need all 100 of it. I thought the pipes were only 25, not 50. Are there any other pipes that are not built other than those two? Which are for some reason splitting. Nope. Dupe is coming over again. And now with this setup, we should never have to worry about what's getting sent over. Power related, I mean. Here comes Dupe now. Alright, hopefully, unless I miss another pipe, that's the last 100 that is needed. And I am also going to tell them to stop auto bottling that, because we're getting very full over here. The water is in. Our cooling loop is coming. Does look like we're gonna have to warm this up. That is going to freeze our colony. I'll let it go around once. Is it going to brick our food for the Drecos? It might actually freeze the mealwood. I think what we should do with that instead is... Whoa, this actually broke. Send it through here instead. I'm going to assume as this last one goes through here, these are going to start dying off. Actually, they're not. They're pretty warm. The mealwood itself is 21.5 degrees almost. So instead of going back up, we're going to go straight down. And this is going to go in here. Destroy that. We need to come in here and fix this. Do I have anything that's not copper? I have a little bit of gold that I could put in there. I think what we'll do is just break into here and fix it. If we do it now, we won't break anything when we go in. It's probably going to get heat damage. I'm going to pause for a second so we can make sure that this is going. And from here on, that shouldn't break. If anything, the oxygen coming out is going to be still too hot. I don't know, it's starting to cool down. If we're lucky, we could have one large loop of this polluted water cooling down both the steam turbines of the aluminum volcano and the steam room and the spom and the colony. Well, that's for the next colony setup. So what we're gonna do is, do we want to leave? No, we're gonna save it right here. Let's take our screenshot because we are running late. Zoom in a little bit. This is where we've been working the most. Screenshot with everyone in it. And let's save the game. And go into our readout scene. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST, and on Sundays from 10 AM EST to 2 PM EST.